future Picassos. I'm Summer. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to embark on a super interesting painting journey to draw frozen lemon tea that makes people drool. Here we go. We can first draw the cup shape sketch. Do the general modeling structure. Like a cup, it is a round shape, like a cylinder. Then we can first draw the shape of the cylinder. The cup we designed is a top width, a narrow shape at the bottom. In this way, the shape can also have more changes. In such a perspective, the top of the cup we see, it's a relationship with an overlook. So the top part, we need to move a section of the inside. Go show it, and notice the relationship of perspective. Then next, we can add the object in the cup. Melt it down a little bit. I can draw a small spoon for him here. Or a structure like a fork. More materials can also be added at the back. A comparison. Add 2 small lemon slices. Adjust the relationship of proportion. Then we are also when we add anything, you need to look at the shape as a whole. The relationship of a whole body, the big one and the small one. A change in the size of smaller, medium and small bodies. There is also a close relationship. What are the things that we focus on? Then we can measure the details of this part. Add more. Which areas can be weakened appropriately? Then we can measure the details of this part. Go down a little bit. Then add lemon slices for the second half. It is also a shape that makes this round. Go a little richer. Then our whole picture. The cup is a cylindrical structure. The profile is also a circle. Then the lemon slices we added are regular and round. It will be more round with one of the structures of the cup. Curves do a echo. And so that's when we were designing. Need to consider. Then why is there another one in the left half? A handle of a fork. One of the forks or spoons. Well, the watch is mainly to add some straight lines, including the shape of the straw added now, also to add straight lines. Because of our cup facade, an edge in the longitudinal direction of the cup, it's a regular straight line. The other parts are curves. It's like the pulp of a lemon. Half and half structure are also joined together by curves and straight lines. Then our whole picture design. It uses straight lines in some circular structures. A combination carried out. So if we say we are on top of the cup, add only one structure of lemon. A round shape. If there is no straight line, that might be the cup facade. The rectilinear shape will feel a little bit abrupt, so like the top half. It is also possible to add some small structures. Do a background. The sketch is done. We can sort out the line draft again. So a structure like a cup. The most common problem we have is the entire cup axis. It's not on a vertical axis. The shape of concentric circles is not particularly easy to deal with. Then the circular structure is not rounded. This is a problem that occurs more often. Then if you encounter such a problem, it's actually easier to solve. There are some tools in PS. We can use them to make prototypes. That's like an oval tool. It is a more useful tool. We can use a oval tool to draw an oval shape. It's a constituency. Then we can create a new layer. Give the selection a stroke. Then you can get an ellipse quickly. A complete graphic. Let's make another oval. Move down a bit. Just use the up and down buttons inside the up and down buttons to make a move. In that case, the newly copied figure and the oval shape we made above, they are identical. After moving down, this oval shape, it has a feeling of a boundary. It will have a small thickness of 1 added. The other circles, we can all handle it the same way. Then we can make another copy. Start with an oval. Then shrink it down. Move down. Hold down the Shift key. Shrink the oval. Then you can get one. A circle scaled equally. Then along the middle axis. Still don't move the left and right buttons. Just move the down button. A keyboard, and then we get one. And the upper half of the ellipse. It's a graph with the same radian. Then it doesn't matter if the straight line is not straight. We can use a linear tool. Straighten the edge of the cup in a straight line. Find these 2 points of the elliptical bulge. Then go down and straighten the line. In this case, the shape of the whole cup will come out. Then the occluded part of the body, a border on the inside of the lower half of the oval. We can wipe it off. In this case, the cup will come out as a whole. Quickly, and then we're going to zoom in a little bit. Trim some small edges that are not clean at the beginning. Then if you want to have more structure under the cup, then we can go and copy the second half. Bottom oval. Then cooperate with the magnification tool at the same time. To do a proportional enlargement, Ctrl-T and do a proportional zoom in. Because the cup is wide at the top of the mouth, the bottom is narrow, so we can go and change the upper half of the shape. Make an addition of a radian. This is actually okay. In that case, able to make one quickly, you want a structure of a cup that also guarantees this cup. The upper surface and the lower bottom, its central axis is the same. Because we are using the same circle, the radians must be the same, just the size of this circle. It does a proportional scaling. It can be done in this way. Quickly make some circular structures, like a shape of lemon above. It can also be used in the same way. Use the oval toolbox to come out in a circle. And then you stroke it. Don't make the pixels of the stroke too large. If it is too big, the line may be too thick. The picture will not look too delicate. So after we've done the stroke, you can go to the newly made layer again. Perform a transformation. The Ctrl-T, then press and hold the up key in the keyboard. You can drag and drop it. These raise little squares in the picture. This point of, then you can put this circle. Adjust it to the shape you want. Then inside this circle, it's where the pulp and the peel separate. And we can make another copy of this circle. Wait, let's zoom out. Make sure that the centers of the 2 circles are in the same position. Then use Ctrl-T. Do a fine-tuning on the styling. The middle, the center of the pulp. You can also copy another small circle. It's just that after this little circle is copied, shrink it and it will be lighter in color. It doesn't matter, because of the color on the inside of our pulp. It will also be more colorful than the peel. Shallow. The internal structural lines are a little weaker. It's also okay. It's the same shape. Let's replicate it as a whole. Move to the left half. Then use Ctrl-T to adjust it. The pulp here, a perspective of it. An angle. Go forward and copy another Ctrl-T. Adjust one of its orientations. Then we'll use an eraser to deal with it next. These pieces. Lemon slices one of their context. Which comes first and which comes last? Front part. Let's give him a complete look. Back part. We can take the first half. The pulp rubs his occlusion lines. In this case, the context will come out soon. And then the cup-like part. He's definitely in the back of the pack. The structure that the lemon covers the edge of the cup. We can still erase it again. So we can quickly have an area of all circular shapes. Go check again. Is there any place that hasn't been wiped clean? Small edge. The part of the intersection that connects to objects. It's easy to have unwiped areas. These places are a focus area for inspection. Then if there is no major problem, our card can put the upper half of the layer. Go and merge. All the lemon slices are combined into one layer. Then the next left half. This small fork or spoon. One of his handles. This summary. You can draw this part manually by yourself. Try to draw the lines as smoothly as possible when drawing. The thickness of this small fork handle is small. Turn around and draw. This thing is still relatively simple, so we just need to get the thickness right and it's okay. Then the right half. The straw is also placed according to a line in the sketch. We can draw the outer outline a little bit. Wipe off the extra small edges. Then lay the surface. You can make it have a side a little bit. A past relationship. Clear structure. Then the lower half of the area blocked by the body. It can also be handled a little bit. We can put this cup again, add a small thickness. After the facade is done, add a small cup edge to the flat surface. In that case, it is also possible to put the structure of the cup mouth. Make it richer. Is done. These little upright structures later. I feel the area of the cup mouth. There may still be some guarantees. You can add some structure a little bit. The occluded part of the back still need to be cleaned up again. Line. Who is ahead and who is behind? The relationship between before and after is slightly divided. We've added another cup. A small edge of the plane. In that case, where there is some lemon pulp, it is also necessary to make a fine-tuning of the line draft. The blocked area is also slightly cleared again. There are one grid in the pulp. Small. Structure requires a thinner brush. Cut the small lines a little bit. First draw a position of the small grid. Make sure and then draw the upper half of the arc. Small radian. Separate the grids first. Cut a few small partitions in total. Middle, from the small circle we reserved at the beginning. Stretch out the lines to the position of the outer boundary peel. Make a radial shape. Make a radiant like a flower. Then after the line position is drawn, we can start with each line again. Draw small arcs to the line next to it. Then there can be some small depressions between the lines. Make the pulp relatively thick. This feeling of fullness, to do a reinforcement. Hand can be slightly, a little lighter. After all, the pulp is still on the inside of the shape. That's a pretty big area. We can add some more manually. Small structure. The pulp may be slightly larger. Some are a little smaller. Some are thinner. Some are thicker. What about these relationships? We can all have a little. Go and deal with it again. You can slightly increase this width. The size is not a little bit. In that case, it is more in line with real life. This orange. It grows a relationship. If there are no traces of manual processing, that's such a naturally growing object. It doesn't show all the edges. All structures are similar in size. All are equal in width and equal in size. So we made this shape. Different widths. Then the thickness is different. He will seem more real. This little piece of pulp that stands up in the lower half. In the same way. Paint again. Down. Take a look at this summary. This layer. First half, we can add a few more small ice cubes. You can create another layer. If you are afraid that the painting is wrong, new layer. It is also better to finish the shape later. It can guarantee that the second half will start painting. No problem. Won't wipe off. What is these contents of the new painting? If there is a problem with the structure, then do some erasing. It may destroy the original base map. Some of the painted parts. Then a new layer can avoid such a relationship. That even sometimes, what you draw, it's an element that has a semi-permeable property. The sketch of the base map, or some content of the base map. It can also be under the new layer. Make some semi-transparent lines. These are easier to deal with. Below the border of the lemon slice, find this. Clear the layer with an eraser. Like the fork. Part of it is painted on this layer of the cup mouse. Then the lemon slices are still a little clearer. The bottom part, the structure of this little lemon slice can be wiped off. This place is a little strong. Find the one in our picture again. Areas without closed lines. Find the corresponding layer. Give it a fill in the area that is not closed. It is also convenient to fill in the color at the back. Check down again. Cup outer contour. The edges are not wiped clean. Clear up a little. Make up the small side of the side. Make this look more natural. The circular arc in some places before. Made a little harder. Do him a little. Make that adjustment and weaken. Then go inside. Canvas enlarge. Check again. If there is no problem, we can put the line together. Then put the line in the inner part. Weak it down a bit. Then the outer contour of the turning area of the structure. Appropriate strengthening. The density of the lines. The rhythm relationship should be optimized. It's all part of perfecting the lines. There are also some lines interspersed with the body. Generated node. Then there are some frizzy thread parts. All a little clear. It's all made up little by little here. The turning point of the structural transition. Some small cracks on the ice cube. Small structural twist. Bring to less. Fill in the missing unclosed area. Clear the frizzy edges. Go down. The projection of the rim on the cup body. This location. The color of the line draft can be slightly deepened. And a little ice cube. Those little lines on the ice cubes. The second half is all these little lines. The hands can be a little lighter. Draw weaker. Add a small ice cube to the back. Just adding details. Add some more content. After the line draft is drawn, we can put the inherent color of the entire diagram. Do the laying. Then let's create a new layer first. Let's take the steps apart a little bit. Let's choose the cup part first. If you want to make a lemon tea, we can change the color inside the cup part. Fill in a partial orange. A slightly darker color. This is also the same. The feeling of strong tea. Show him. That's still from the line draft. Go and make the selection of the cup part. Then use the same. We select the extended selection below. Go and expand the constituency a little bit. Guarantee the color of the lower half of the line draft. It can be filled completely, and then the rest of it. The handle of the spoon still looks like a straw. And then there's the lemon at the back. All these things are colored in the same way. Then we put the colors of all areas on this layer. Fill in the inherent color. When filling in the inherent color, be sure to pay attention when choosing colors. Do not use too bright colors, even behind this color. It is a relatively light color. When we fill in the inherent color at the beginning, don't fill in the color too bright or too dark. Otherwise, when we go to the bright and dark side later, there is no way to change the color. Tangerines over there. And the inside of that lemon petal too. Box the yellow area. Also expand the constituency. If you expand the selection, according to the thickness of the line, it's not a big problem to expand by 1 or 2 pixels. The missing part. Because this place should have a line draft, no closed inner line, our paintings are relatively light. Some places may be more virtual, so it doesn't matter if there's a closed line or not. Then we will fill it in manually, and it will be okay. Then the peel-like part. In order not to destroy the color filled in before, we can fill in the color just now. Go and create a new layer. With a hard-edged brush. Use lip color. Go and fill in the regional color of the peel. Then the partial color of the pulp. You can increase the saturation again. The brightness is also slightly reduced. Make this part more colorful. Then like ice cubes. The ice itself, it belongs to a material with certain transparency properties. So this ice cube, it will pass through the ice itself. See a color in the lower half of the liquid. So the ice cube area we can use first. Fill in the color on the liquid. Like the color of the cup itself, it is transparent. That's why when we go to fill in the color again, just fill the cup with the color of the liquid. In the back, we put the area where the cup receives light. And the reflective part. Add a light receiving surface and reflection. You can put the material of this cup. The texture shows it. So start coloring. First fill in the color of the liquid inside. This needs to be paid attention to. Don't paint this cup white. Or what? Don't do it. Then we can put it in the lower half of the cup. A gradual change. Put the bottom of the cup down a depth. The liquid has a certain depth relationship. Do it a little bit. Then add a little orange color to the upper half. Because this ice cube has a certain light transmission. A relationship. If we set the light source in the upper half, if the top of the cup shines down, then, after the top half is illuminated, the color of the liquid, it will have a relatively bright relationship. We can take a look at this coffee on the left. This part of coffee. In fact, with the lemon tea we are going to draw, there is a little similarity. Where light cannot penetrate, the color will be relatively dark. Areas where light can penetrate, the color will be brighter. And then the bright part, it will be closer to orange, or orange-red, and the brightness is relatively high. Saturation will also be relatively high. Then after we make such a gradual change, the whole picture, there will be a feeling of light projected from above. Then like a lemon slice, it's a volume. There is also a color change after the beam of light. A little lighter. Lemon slices it is a cylinder. Then piece to piece, it has a front and back stack. If there is a stack, there will be a projection. That's so we can use a slightly darker color. Put some areas out of light, and then the little projection between the sheets. Add some heavy colors a little bit. It's like a lemon in each petal. It will have something like that tiny. Some pulp. Strips of detail. So we can use linear strokes. Lighter hands. Make some small lines. On top of this pulp, also take this lemon bit by bit. The texture of the flesh. Add it a little bit. The whole piece of lemon on the right. In the same way, towards the lower half of the area near the ice cube, there's no light, so there's a dark side to this. The top half of the pulp is still lightly colored from the center. Do some line drawing outward. It's also the feeling of putting a little bit of pulp. Strengthen it. Select this section. The color is better than the back of the painting at the beginning. The two that are covered are brighter because of this part of the pulp. It's in a light plane. Color brightness of the light receiving part. Definitely better than the area on the projection and backlight. The color brightness should be high, that is to say brighter. So when we go to add details and choose colors, it also needs to be considered where this object is located. A location on the bright and dark side. According to such an area, choose a color. The edges are too solid. You can use a little smear tool. Fragment the edges. It makes it feel more realistic. And then the lighter part, like a straw. Then as well as the area of the peel of the lemon slices, also make some color changes slightly. Like a straw, it's a cylinder. We can make a distinction between the bright side and the dark side. Like a peel, we can also follow a difference in the location of the light. Then add some small local heavy colors. Under normal circumstances, the light source is projected from above, so the color of the top half, more than the color of the lower half, be a little shallower, lower half deep, top half shallow. There will be such a relationship. Then the part of the straw has a curved area. There will be some small folds, and these places, it is also a slight increase in the small heavy color. The straw is a cylinder, so when we go to paint the bright side again, it is also necessary to consider a volume of the cylinder. It's bright in the middle, slightly darker on the sides. The little pulp in the middle, it also has some small thickness. There's a little volume. Add some faint changes to the color. Then a small spoon or fork here. The material of this thing is metal. So we can go first. Add a little bit to the heavy color. This metal material is actually relatively smooth. Then when we deal with it, you can find it in reality first. Common in our daily life. Stainless steel spoon, forks and other items. Let's observe first. This stuff is relatively smooth, so the ability of surface reflection will also be stronger. That's on the surface of this material. We'll map some heavy colors in the surrounding environment and dark colors. Then this is like a metal material. How to portray it? We are in the later course. I will still separate a section for you. To introduce, so this part, our part. You can first find objects in reality to observe and draw. Then I learned about the metal material later. One of its characteristics later, it will draw a texture of this metal. Next to ice cubes. Ice cubes also have the property of being transparent to a certain extent. It's transparent. It's transparent. In fact, it is a bit like glass. It's just that this ice cube, its shape is more irregular. If the cutting is more regular, it also has this kind of cutting, a relatively flat effect. But if you put it in a cup, under normal circumstances, this ice cube, it melted away in places. Then when storing, maybe there are bumps and corners in some places. This shape, it makes a little bit of a physical difference. There will be some irregularities in the shape. So when we draw, try to make it more natural for him. The shape is more, and some changes will be better. It's transparent. So like the upper area. You can see the orange behind through the ice. You will see this fruit behind. The color of the meat. The second half of the pulp is yellow. Then go ahead. The upturned edge of the ice cube. You can spread a little pulp yellow inside. Then the bottom half is connected to the liquid drink. Drink this part. It's also in this region that it receives light. So it gets some light where it gets light. That's above the ice in this part of the Shouguang area. There will also be a little bright color. Then go down. The ice cubes are in the cup. It can also reveal some small edges. Then we are in the area of the cup mouth. It's just where there are ice cubes floating up. It can also be interspersed with some light and dark colors to put the ice cubes inside some of its light transmission. And then some reflective little bright colors. Add in. It also feels like the ice cube is in the cup. There are still many. What are we actually using? Just use color. One light, one dark, and there's shading, and the color of the original inherent color, made some differences in light and shade, will deceive the viewer's eyes. Let's think of this water. And a couple of other things. Then add some yellow color to the right. Mainly to make people feel. There's a little more in the cup, maybe part of the sinking. Lemon slices. There is still part of the peel of the lemon slices that can be exposed a little. After shrinking like this, we see this area. It's light and dark. There is a feeling of ice cubes soaking in water. Then this place is too contrasting. We can use a soft-edged eraser a little bit. We can such a relationship. Wipe it a little, and then we replicate the entire group. Then we'll continue. Deeply depict. Create another layer. Select a painting with a hard edge. Then we can put the edge of the cup. The reflected area is treated. The edge of the cup is relatively thin. What I drew here is a relatively thin shape. And that edge, he reflects back on it. The bright colors inside. Then we can use a color close to white. This is close to white. I don't need pure white color for the time being. Let's go to the edge of the cup first. Add a little bright color to him. Then go down. Bottom half of the cup. It's also some of the more transparent areas. You can also put this white. Go to the middle and fill it in. When painting, follow the bottom structure of the cup. We had line drawings before. Follow the direction of the line draft. Go and add some small bright colors in the lower half. In that case, squint your eyes. It feels like under the cup, he has a feeling of having a thicker glass. And then, go inside. You can also see some colors of light transmission. Then like the top half of the cup. You can add some small highlights on the light receiving surface. And the reflection in the lower half. This is to give the cup surface. To increase the light receiving surface. Then as well as a treatment of reflection. This side of the flat surface of the cup. It must be illuminated. So this plane gets brighter under light. There's nothing to say about this. Transparent material or opaque material. It's all about a relationship. It's just that the edge will be relatively thin. The area of the lower half of the facade, due to the penetration of light. So the lower half of the edge will be brighter. This could be the same as what we drew before. Opaque material. There are some differences. That same line, the location of the intersection of the bright and dark planes and elevations, still need to use a bright color. Go and give it a card edge. In that case, the structure of this object can be clearer. That middle part, area receiving light, use brighter colors. This color is brighter than the inherent color. Some colors, it can make it close to white, But don't use pure white. You can draw some small and bright ones. A highlighted color of light. Then ice cubes. The edge of the body is also a little bright color on it. Mainly the small edges of the additive body transition. It's kind of like drawing a cube. The edge of Shogwang should be brightened a little bit. Then this side that can be illuminated by light. You can add some brighter colors. Don't use pure white for this bright color either. You can use bright yellow. Go and add it to this ice cube sparse surface. Don't take this whole side either. All painted the same color. Hands can be lighter, heavier corners, where the body needs to be strengthened. The hand can be a little heavier. Color it solid. Then go into the middle color. Do some color transitions and blends. In that case, it will be more natural after filling in the color. Otherwise, suddenly a piece of color appears. It has no connection to any other region. This color will look obtrusive, will look fake. So pay attention to this. While painting, while coloring, squint your eyes as much as possible. Look, see if this color fits in the screen. Or if a classmate who wears glasses, you can take off your glasses. Look at that picture hazy. This feeling makes it easier to get the color right. It is easier to control the overall relationship of the entire graph. In that case, our current picture, the part that receives light, small ice cubes and small highlights brighten. Then the reflective areas normalize. You can also use some light in the reflective area, color to brighten. That ice cube has this texture. This feeling of light will get stronger and stronger. The small highlight on the edge of the cup can also be increased after shrinking. Now this cup, there is already a feeling of light coming from above. Then we duplicate another group, create a new layer, strengthen the reflection on the cup. That second half. Maybe the surface of the cup is smooth. There are some bright objects in the surroundings. It will be on the surface of the cup, a region that forms a reflection. Then this piece makes this reflection. And start making this color on the edge of the cup. It's not the same. The reflection in the environment here. He's going to be weaker, although there will be some bright colors, but his intensity, and this part of the edge of the form we just drew. There is a difference. Then we can use close to white, a brighter color. Go and use some gradual change tools. Pull this gradual change. Then after we finish painting this color, it feels like there is aura on the edge of the cup. It's the feeling of being illuminated. In this way, the overall volume of the cup will be stronger. Then finally, we can use another overlay layer with soft edge brushes. Then strengthen the volume of the entire cup. Because the cup is round, the top half receives light, so the top half will light up. The lower half will be darker, so we can use a dark one. A little redder, or something a little more orange. Add some small heavy colors from the bottom of the cup. Then strengthen the cup at the same time. The boundary between light and dark. Like in a liquid. There are a few dark areas. Areas with relatively weak light effects. That is to say, it looks like a small ice cube. Or some oranges, slices, lemon slices, these things. Shaded part. You can add a little more small heavy color. It's mainly the border between light and dark. It needs to be slightly darkened. And then there's like a little projection, a little bit darker. Then let's strengthen the whole cup. It's a contrast of light and dark, part of Shogwang. We can use brighter colors. Lighter color with a little bit of brightening. Now the whole glass is as good as ice cubes. Its more transparent feeling will be stronger. Area receiving light. You can use brighter colors separately. Go and brighten it up. Then some areas that are out of light. I also use a dark color to darken it a little bit. So, against each other. To adjust a change of color in the picture. Then like on the straw, we can go and make a little decoration for it. Add some small colors, and then finally a small highlight on the surface of the cup. You can do another brightening. In this way, All our renderings are drawn. That's all for today's sharing. I hope you can feel the joy of painting and the process of painting. In the next class, we will bring more exciting content, so stay tuned.